We were saying how we doing?
You're alive.
I am alive, mate. Just about 2 weeks
Are
later.
you better? You feel better?
Mm. My mum hates me because whatever it is, she's got it.
Oh fuck.
Weird thing, mate. Like honestly, like I know I think I don't know what happened like the last 2 years, but I just get so ill when I get ill now. But like this one, like fully took me out. Like I thought I had like kidney stones or something because I had such a bad pain in my kidneys. Um,
Man,
Thrown up bile, lost like 6 kilos over the period. Weight's back up now, so I'm not fussed. But
calm.
yeah, it just wasn't nice. And then on top of that, I couldn't train. So obviously when that goes, my whole kind of like head goes and wasn't nice. But
Mm.
back to everything now. Had my second training session back yesterday and that went well. So it's all good. Look at you,
Yeah,
little
good
skinny
man.
face. He's fucking
Yeah, that's
man's
what getting skinny blood.
mm.
Man's getting twig status.
Bro, I saw your story earlier. You in your shorts. I can see your caps coming through your legs, mate.
I fucking I hope so. I wanna with all this leg work that I've been doing. I hope I've got a decent set of legs underneath.
No, 100%. You got good
Um,
settings, mate.
yeah. So no, I'm happy with how things are going.
Mm-hmm.
Scales being weird, but I'm not really bothered because my
Visual
pictures,
changing.
yeah, my visuals are changing so much. Um, just even from week to week. So no complaints at all. I'm really happy with how things are going.
Mm.
Really happy.
What number are you at currently?
I am sitting at 97.7. Your turn. You
Jesus Christ,
bastard.
jump scare.
I'm gonna get you.
Bro, I had surprise jump scare.
It would. Um 97.7 as of this morning.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
How training and
Not bad.
everything still good? Maintaining numbers and stuff?
Yeah, decent to be fair. I've done a couple of like not off plan sessions, but normally like couple of off-plan leg sessions. So
Mm.
like I meant to train at David Lloyd on Saturdays, um, but I'm really enjoying having that change of environment on a Saturday, like going down to Muscle Works. Um, Obviously Saturdays is a good day down there. I mean, it's always a good day down there, but Saturdays is obviously the day where a lot of people have a lot of time to train.
Mm.
So you see like loads of good people in there. We went there 2 weeks ago, and Hollinshead was hack squatting behind
Yeah,
me.
I saw Holland the other week as well. I saw him in person. I was like,
Is
holy
it?
shit, I've never seen a big person in my life. Like,
He is
moves
huge.
eight
Like,
plates
if
aside
you're
when you
thinking
go
like,
bad, like
uh,
it's like butter. Like literally doesn't even go red at the bottom. Bro's just like fucking chucking the weight about. It's crazy.
yeah. So that it's mad. That video, he put up. Me and Joe were behind it
Mm.
watching, and we was like, "This is actually fucked."
Yeah, it's mad.
And it looked so easy as well,
Mm.
like so easy. But the two guys he was with as well, they were fridges. Like
Yeah, yeah,
they
they're all
were
wedge. They're all wedge.
big, big boys. Like it's mad. I've never seen. I've seen like people who compete in classic,
Mm.
but I've never seen any of like the open
Yeah,
like
Open's
people. And
different, mate. He was wearing like an
I was
extra,
like,
extra large tracksuit and it looked skinny fit. Like,
yeah, it was mad. It was mad. At one point, he took one t-shirt off and he was topless for like 30 seconds. And
everyone just
I
left it.
looked around and I was like, holy shit! But he still had abs, even
Mm.
though he's in like peak off season. But he had abs, bruv. And he was so thick. Like when you actually, like, you see somebody
He's
who's
dense, yeah. No, he like
like,
when you get to that level, you have a bit. What's the word? Like a level of muscle maturity where it's just like you can't get that even unless you've been training for like years on end. But he's very notorious
it,
for being like densely packed muscle.
it is crazy. It is crazy.
Mm.
So yeah, no. Other than that, training's going well.
Yeah.
Training's going well. I've changed up my cardio. Stairmaster was getting really, really fucking boring. Um, and like, listen, I was smashing it out. I was doing 450 cows in 30 minutes still. So like, even this deep into it, like, I'm still going strong, but it is just boring. And I know sometimes you have to do the boring stuff, but where I'm not doing it for a comp or anything like that,
Mm.
and be a little bit more flexible with my cardio. I did 500 calories today in 32 minutes doing, and I stayed in the same heart rate zone, same level of fatigue, so very low, like everything the same, but just by switching between three machines and
Yeah.
just doing that over and over, 32 minutes, and it was taking me 30 to 35 to do 450.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's more efficient. Um, so yeah, other than that, mate, it's all good.
Well, as
It's
long
all
as you're
good stuff.
enjoying it, mate, that's all that matters. Because I mean, like, I think a lot of
Yeah,
people when they initially go into like, especially dieting, if people are new to it, they think like, oh, it has to be the stairmaster, it has to be the bike. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be different avenues you can explore. Just down to like the main reason people put stairmaster is just because it's the easiest way for people to burn calories. Like nine times
yeah,
out of ten.
yeah,
And like for me personally. I've literally just been reintroduced cardio.
yeah,
So obviously, actually, I should probably talk about this. I've like
yeah.
I've completely switched coaches. To I don't know if you know him, Max Gombos. So he's
Um,
he's one of the Brightman boys.
yes,
He's the
yeah, yeah,
classic
yeah, yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Um, like
Yes.
yeah, no,
Does he work for Brightman?
sorry.
Does he work for Brightman, or does
Yeah,
Brightman
he's
coach?
part of the Bright. No, he's part of the Brightman like team. It's him, Luke,
Right,
and Max.
Max.
And
Okay.
yeah, but like there was nothing wrong with Lewis or anything like that. But I don't know. I was having this discussion when I jumped on a consult with Max, and I feel like every coach I've chosen in the past has been down to like what the industry is like pushing. And what I mean by
Yeah,
that is like people at the top of their field or people who like, don't get me wrong, good reasons to choose a coach. But like my first ever coach I was with, who I was with the longest for, was Tom Stockton. And I was with him
yeah,
for, I think, 18 months.
sick.
And I know there's huge amounts of value in staying with a coach for a long amount of time, just because,
Yeah,
especially for me, like at some point I do want to compete, and the longer you're with a coach, they can understand how your body works, how you react to certain things, how hard they can push
yeah,
you. So for me, like me jumping around as much as I have isn't actually something I want. Like I know the
no,
value of staying with a coach is actually like something decent, but I've always like kind of clicked with Max, and like I've messaged him like I think I followed him before he was even with the like Brightman, so I've followed him for ages.
yeah,
And like I don't know, I struggle with my mental health like here and there.
yeah,
And like he's been very open about like how he's kind of dealt with that journey.
mm,
And I don't know, I feel like being able to talk about that, I feel like I've kind of been intimidated with that with previous coaches. Like nothing against them, but I feel like I just couldn't be honest, and I
yeah,
just want to be with a coach now where I can be like, I need to stick with someone. I need to be completely honest and be able to kind of get through this period.
yeah,
Um, and as well, like their business, like obviously, look, I know it's not like seeing where their business is and like how they've kind of evolved. I think like just being able to see kind of how they carry out things from a
yeah.
business perspective is going to be beneficial as well. But
Man, honestly.
yeah,
But I
before
think honestly, that's a bloody good reason though. Like,
mm,
I think anybody listening, if you are thinking about getting a coach, you need to make sure that you feel like you can talk to this person.
mm,
And listen, no matter how shit your situation might be, their response shouldn't make you feel any other way than feeling better about it,
mm,
if that makes sense. Like if you're going to talk to your coach about a problem or how you're feeling and you're getting an answer back that you didn't really like, it is okay to leave that
mm.
because you might just not be a good mix for that person. Like I feel like me and you, if anybody said to us about their mental health problems or something going on at home, we would take that on board and we would be 100% with it.
I've even pushed like clients to seek help before because like one of
Yeah.
my very first clients I ever had, like he was very similar to myself where like he struggled a lot, and it got to the
Hmm.
point where like yeah, I mean you'll understand like in this game like you as a coach you hear a lot of people's problems, like it's something that just happens every day, and you know, it doesn't like, I don't see it as a burden, but I mean, like, it was getting to the point where I was just like, mate, you need to see someone about this because, you know,
Yeah,
as much as we can be there to help, we're not professionals in that
we're not
field.
professionals.
And you know, we can't like, you know, I know as well as you, we always have like clients' best interests at heart. And I
Yeah,
definitely think, like Cam said, you know, if you are looking for a coach, and I think this is a mistake I made, like why I've switched so much is look at someone who you one you respect, you maybe admire to be like, but like someone you genuinely feel like you would like have a good connection with. Because like, not saying I didn't look up to my previous coaches, but I definitely think like in my eyes that like I was just going for that coach because everyone else in the industry is going for that coach. Like I
yeah,
just followed the crowd, and I feel like,
yeah,
you know, later down the line, you know, the first initial weeks, you might be like, yes, it's class. But, you know, as you get later down the line with that person, you kind of think, oh, okay, maybe this isn't working out. Um, but yeah, never feel afraid as well to like leave. Like every single coach I've worked with, they've always like, they've never been like rude about it. They've never said anything bad. Everyone's kind of respected the decision. And, you know,
yeah,
it's professional business. Everyone should kind of respect your wishes and have the, you know, the best wishes for you. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I really, really do agree. Really, really do agree. And I think sometimes it is easy to see, oh, everyone's going to Cal or everyone's going to X, Y, and Z, all the big names in the industry. But ultimately, there are still brilliant, brilliant coaches. These guys are just the ones that are carrying the most experience.
Hmm.
So they've got them credentials, but that doesn't mean that they are tons and tons better than anybody else.
Hmm.
They are just experienced. They have that knowledge and they carry that weight on their shoulders from previous years. Um, and there is so many, so many, so many good coaches out there. Like you don't have to go to the best of the best because as long as you find a good coach, they're probably going to be looking at the top of the guys above them, and if they're learning off them well, then ultimately you're probably going to be getting very similar service to what that top person is doing because that's who they're watching. If that makes sense. So
Yeah,
it
no,
filters down, it filters down, filters down. Do you know what I mean?
hmm.
And everyone's got different personalities as well. So whatever one you bind with the most, I do follow. I just realised who you're talking about now. It's Myra Max, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've followed him for a while now as well. I really, really do like him.
Hmm.
I really like him. He
Yeah,
seems
no,
like a nice guy.
he's fucking sound, mate. He's really fucking sound. And I I hate to say like, oh, this is the most excited I've been because I felt like every single time you change a coach, like I feel like there's that initial period where you're kind of like gassed, but like we've we've basically decided that like we're gonna push up the rest of April and then we're gonna have an aggressive cut for summer because I basically said to him, I was just like, look, I like as much as I love training and everything at the moment, I feel like I need to like just get rid of some fat eventually, just so I can get like my head back into it. Because like one, I want to look good in summer, but like two, I know like you'll know like you've been in a deficit for a while now. I reckon you're probably getting to that point where you're like, oh, I'm actually excited to be in a gaining phase and like gain strength. I feel like I've been
Yeah,
in because I've switched so many coaches, it's just been on and off, like pushing up for so
yeah,
long that I'm like, I'm so fucking bored. I'm so
yeah.
fucking bored. Um,
Trust me,
so
I
yeah, I
get it.
feel like that's gonna reset like my hunger to get back into it. And then from there we're gonna pursue an off season. And we haven't looked like really far deep into it because like I don't know when I'm gonna compete, but yeah, is what it is.
I think it's also be good for you to cut down as well because you can see what you've built in that time. You
Mm.
can look at the difference in your body and the new muscle that you're carrying, and then build that self esteem up, get that confidence going like high, and then it puts you in a perfect position to prime yourself and then blast an
Be
off
good for
season.
business as well because everyone interacts with you more when you're shredded.
Are
Shit,
you mad?
the way it
Honestly,
is. It's
it
so
is true.
annoying.
It's the worst. It's the worst thing about this industry. Is like, but then again, it's also you have to back what you talk about, and
Mm.
um, I get it that sometimes that doesn't reflect knowledge, and there's many shit coaches who are in great shape and will sell because of that, but they are a shit.
Yeah.
So it's a pinch of salt thing, but yeah, it definitely will be good for business. That's for sure.
100%, mate. Um,
Exciting.
I think I actually got some questions. One sec.
I got some. One of them is fucking disgusting.
Oh, class. I know one of the questions was who's your new coach? Um,
Oh, is it?
yeah. So that yeah, Max. I this one was quite good. So, someone asked, why do you think there is such a problem with honesty in the industry, e.g., PEDs, coaches blowing smoke to clients, etc.
Coaches doing what? Blowing
Like,
smoke.
yeah, like blowing smoke up clients' arse, like, do you know what I mean? Like when they're like gassing them up, like they'll go
Yeah.
for a competition, they'll be like, oh, they're 1 week out, and they'll be like, yeah, you're gonna win it, mate, and they look like 12 weeks out and that kind of shit. Like I've seen it
um,
so many times. Do you know what I hate the most? Sorry to cut you off, but like this genuinely
no, do it.
pisses me off so much when people when like coaches post like client updates or like client results, and it'll be like a picture of them in like their client in really fucking shitty lighting, right? Fasted, and then it's a picture of them like in the gym with a massive pump in like the
Yeah.
best lighting possible, and they've put like a fucking grainy filter on it. I'm like, mate,
Yeah.
just fuck off. Like it annoys me so much. I'm just like, get your shit together. Oh, so
It's yeah.
boring. I
It
see
is
it all the
bad when you.
time.
Yeah, it's bad when you see like when you see a picture that was like from a completely different time as well.
Mm.
Like that was 10 years ago. And this is
Yeah, it's
now,
like
and you're
12-week transformation. You're like, mate, this is your client signed on 3.5 years ago. Shut the fuck up.
like,
Like you can literally see the date in the bottom when they've said taken a picture of it with like a fucking antique camera. It's just, oh mate, that's my nutting.
um, I don't. In regards to PEDs, I don't actually know. I think it's because I mean, the one thing that always gets brought up when people mention PEDs that people probably don't really realize is that even if someone does take PEDs, all right, cool, it's going to put them in a pool where they are going to progress much faster,
Mm.
and it is going to create a look that you probably can't attain naturally. Okay, cool, we can understand that, but you still have to work hard to get that physique.
I remember
I
when
think
I first started training, I used to think that like, and my
as soon
parents
as you
like,
popped it,
I tried educating them when I was like considering it, and my mum was just like, "But if you do PEDs, none of your clothes are gonna fit you," and she was like, "You're gonna have to buy a whole new wardrobe," and I was like, "Mum, do you honestly think like you inject it and you just get 4 times bigger?" And she was like, "That is how
yeah.
it works," and I was like, "No, it fucking ain't."
I used to think that when I was younger. I was like, oh yeah, just you just inject it and then um your muscles just grow.
Mm, yeah.
um, but I think people just get called like cheaters, isn't it? Like
Mm.
that's the thing you see a lot. Oh, you cheated because you're taking PEDs.
I know.
I'm
I
like,
think it's just a lot of saltiness, and like, do you know what really fucks me off about the fitness industry is because it's such like a negative like industry, and like, so like, don't get me wrong, like, there is good bits about it, but I feel like if anyone has an opinion which isn't from like, the main demographic, everyone
hmm,
gets fucked straight away. It's like if you
yeah,
come up with a new exercise variant and you say something like this, and then someone's like, oh, that's not optimal, it doesn't work like this, or like everyone is jumping. No one's just like, oh, that's interesting, or this is
yeah.
that way. But
No
it's
one's
the
willing
same
to look
with
into it.
PEDs as well, because you see so many people like say like, "Oh, I'm enhanced. I've made this decision," and then someone's just like, "You wasted your life. You fucking stupid. Why have you done that?" And it's
Yeah,
like, mate, it's someone else's life. It's their decision, and the person who's probably saying that eats like shit, probably drinks constantly on the weekends, does a shit
yeah,
amount of drugs. Like, I think,
yeah,
I think so many people like it's don't get me wrong, I know it's a massive thing that's going to have detrimental effects on your health, but I think people forget that there's stuff you do in every single day life which has detrimental effects on your health. If you smoke,
yeah,
you drink, if you binge drink on the weekends, there's so much stuff that can have an effect, and sure, we don't know that, you know what is worse than another, but I think
yeah,
people are so quick to judge people just because it's outside the norm.
yeah.
um
Fully.
but back to that question, because I know that guy was probably actually wanting an answer. To be honest, mate, in terms of why I think there's a problem with honesty, money. is going to be the number one thing. There's so many people who, you know, might be natty for a long time and then they just decide to jump on gear and then they'll sell a 12-week program and they'll claim that, you know, this is how I got this much bigger, and loads of people fall for it, and it happens all the time. And you see a lot of accusations online, like I don't know if you know, like Dave Trains TikTok. Like, look, I don't know the guy, but like all of a sudden he looks a fucking hell of a lot bigger. His lifts have
And
gone up fucking
have
low.
you seen
And he's
some of the
magically grown a
interviews?
beard all of a sudden as well. But
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm no hate, like fair play, do your thing, get your bag. But like
But I
sometimes I
do
think
think he was
it's a bit
I think he was natty up until this year.
mm. So the
Um, because he used to be completely honest about it. The only thing is now, um, there was a video at Gymshark Lifting Club the other day. Someone said to you, "Are you natural?"
mm.
And he, for the first time, he was like, "I'm not sure I can answer that." And then everyone's basically said like, "Yeah, he's on gear now."
Bro, you know, but the thing is as well, he does this on TikTok. Like someone will say like, "Oh, just admit you're on gear," and he'll say like,
Yeah,
he'll say he's like, "Oh, I haven't claimed that I'm still natty," or like he just
yeah,
won't openly say it, and I'm just like,
yeah,
when it's that bait, I just feel like personally, if you have an audience which is of a massive scale or any scale, to be honest, especially if you're selling a product, you can't just you can't lie about that kind of thing, especially if you like his demographic is definitely a load of teenage kids, you know.
yeah.
And
Word.
like I remember growing up, you know, thinking that like all my favorite influences were natural, and then you kind of put two and two together and figure it out. But like a
Yeah,
lot of those, especially in the generation we are now, I understand like 10, 15 years ago, because if you want steroids, it was very looked down upon. But we're now in a
yeah,
generation people openly discuss, you know, there's been leaps and bounds from where, you know, we once were.
mm,
And I think you have to do your audience a service and understand that, you know, you have a huge influence on the younger demographic. And look, you don't have to
yeah,
say dosages, but admit you're on something, because these kids might be thinking, you know, why don't I look like Dave and I'm doing all this kind
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah. No, definitely. I think I agree with that, mate. A lot
Mm,
of the time, it's money,
mm.
money. Good old
Also,
natural
also
semi-panda.
some coaches just can't admit they're bad coaches. Um, in
Yeah,
terms of blowing smoke up people's ass, like I've seen like competition preps where like people have been so far out and like they'll put on their story like, "Oh, client looks amazing," just to gas up their client because they know for a fact
mm,
like, "Oh, if I put this up," but you know, sometimes I think coaches are scared of being honest and saying like, "Look, I fucked up here," in terms of like,
yeah,
I'm probably going to lose this client, but like they're gonna find out either way. So you know, you either
yeah,
go down the route of you get them to stage and they come dead last and they go, "What the fuck? What happened?" And then they realize
yeah,
like, you're a bit shit, or you
yeah.
say, "Look, we fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. I've made like maybe it's my first competition and we should have dieted more aggressive, but I think." If you openly discuss that with a client, I know for a fact if it was me, I would respect that coach so much more. That if they
100%.
upfront had the respect to say that to me instead of like, you know, just waiting to the last minute.
Yeah, trying to just basically be a yes man, isn't it?
Exactly. Just gassing up people when
Literally.
they don't deserve to be gassed up. Um, but yeah. You got any questions, did you say?
Yeah, I've got four.
All right, cool. We'll bounce them off each other, can't
Mr. Sully Todd asked, hypertrophy or versus strength training?
mm-hmm.
What do you prefer?
Hypertrophy all
What-
day, bro.
Yeah, so I think I prefer hypertrophy, but I do love a bit of strength training. Like I love ripping a deadlift for like 3 reps and like, oh, like that's a bit of me. Um,
Do you have any strength training programs in your blog?
nothing,
No.
nothing. I miss it though. I miss it. I trained with Tom the other day, and I did say that. I was like, I miss it. I didn't say like, oh yeah, I'm wondering if you could maybe put this back. I said, oh, I do miss deadlifting. So we'll see if we'll see what he puts on my next program.
Nudge,
But
nudge.
yeah, like that.
Next time I see him in muscle
Um,
works, I'll just walk past him and be like, "Oh, Cam's deadlifts."
yeah. Cameron's deadlifts in his program. um, yeah. Have you got more? Have you got another one?
Yeah, I do. I think I got like one more. My Mark said, how big is your schlong expected to grow on your first cycle? So,
About 9.5 inches, mate.
first of all, Mark, if you were educated on this subject, you would understand that your penis doesn't actually grow from injecting testosterone, and the only adverse. Actually, I could see where he's coming from. Technically, your balls do shrink. This is a fact.
They do, yeah.
So depending on how much they shrink, it could give the appearance of your penis being bigger.
Yeah.
This is really educational stuff here. I
Word.
reckon you could get a good inch if you're lucky. Maybe
Solid.
really milk it with the test, and then. By the way, guys, we're not doctors. I don't condone any of that. Don't do that, please.
This
Please
is
don't do
not medical advice.
that. Messages me next week,
But
mate. I've just done 3 grams of test.
I've got a 19-inch cock now. Hangs
Uh,
down my ankle.
progressive cockerload. Oh. Oh god.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Educational stuff here on the podcast only, lad.
Oh, it's brilliant. Progressive cockerload.
That's gonna be the title of this pod. Progressive cockerload.
progressive.
Right.
I genuinely don't know if I'm going to answer this one.
Well, I am, so read it.
Like, it's fucking terrible. Oh, would you rather give a BJ for the first 90% or the last 10%? Oh, the more you think about it, the worse it gets.
Mm, yeah, no, that's a. I mean, you've got the first 90%, which is but that's like it's going to be longer. But then you
Yeah,
don't have to.
yeah. Don't say it out loud.
I don't know. That's uh. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say last 10%. I'm gonna take it like a champ. I'm gonna take it like a champ because look, the thing is, right? If you say you've sucked someone off for a long period of time and there's nothing's happened, it's just a bit. Oh, but then you've got no. But who's the like? There's so many things I need to know here in this process. I
Oh.
don't. Yeah. No. Because I want it to be over, but at the same time, I don't want someone to finish in my mouth. I just. It's just a bit. It's not. It's not what you want. Not
No,
what you
it's not,
want,
is it?
now.
Oh, get
I
off.
literally said to my mum, I was just like, make sure you're quiet. I'm doing an educational podcast, and all she's going to do
Yeah.
is be like, yeah, do I want to suck someone off? Do I have someone's core in my mouth and just have a load of fucking cums? Oh, fucking me. Um, I'll take it back. I'm going to say first 90%. Just
Oh,
because I
cool.
don't think I could allow someone to disgrace me like that. And at least I'm like, yeah, because they're just going to be like, oh, it's a bit shit. Whereas the last 10%, they're going to probably get into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's all right.
Yeah.
Good answer, mate. Good answer.
Oh, you're not answering. Nah, mate, you don't. Nah, fuck off, mate. You get into it. Don't try to skip over, bro. In the bin, mate. It's a two-way podcast. You answer that question.
Uh, gonna say, oh fuck. I'm gonna say last 10
Oh, whoa,
when
whoa.
when said individual is about to do his thing.
Oh, there's
I'm
what?
yeeting out. I'm yeeting out.
Nah, mate. You got
He
you
can
got to be a champ.
he can fire blanks, bro.
You got to finish your plate. You got to eat it up, bro.
You gotta eat your protein, boy. That's
Oh,
terrible.
forbidden protein shake.
Um, yeah, brilliant. Back to the gym.
Yep.
What are your PBs on deadlift, bench press, and squat?
Oh God. I hate this
You haven't
question.
done these in a while, innit?
I hate this question so much. It
I
comes
haven't
up.
even
It
done it in a
comes up
while.
every now and then, and I hate it so much.
Bench 190, squat 400, deadlift 700.
Oh, fucking rookie numbers. Deadlift 450 kilos. Call me Eddie All, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Last time I did PBs, I think I was like 19.
I was gonna say it was a
So
while ago, people.
my numbers were terrible. My bench was like 80 kilos, I think. Squat, I got like 110, and then
Yeah.
deadlift was like 180, but with like a round back. Uh, I've still got a video of it on my snap, and every single time it comes up in memories, it makes me cry because I legit remember watching that back, and I was like, that is fucking solid. You know
That
what?
is impressive.
I was just like, mate, David Lade, me.
I am
It's so
fitness.
bad. Oh.
um, I got 105 bench for 2.
Mm.
That was a while ago. Deadlift, I got 185, but that was without a belt and straps. So I wish I wore belt and straps that day.
Do you do a mixed
Because
grip on your deads?
yes,
I was gonna say I don't get how. I was gonna say how the fuck do you pick up 180 without straps?
yeah, mixed grip,
Yeah.
100%. My squat has always been shit because of my hip, but I got 125 for 2 before. But that was in 2019, and I was in the middle of my hip injury then, so I was
Pretty sure you
quite
sent me a
happy with
video
it.
of that yesterday, isn't it?
The video,
Yeah, of you squatting. Go on, put two and two together, Cam. You can do this.
I'm lost.
Go on, think about the video you sent me yesterday, Cam. Tag me in it.
Oh,
Oh, fucking light bulbs on. Oh god,
oh, that was terrible, wasn't it?
that was terrible. That actually scared the shit out of me.
Wait, the guy said, "Oh, you need a belt."
He was just like, leave it, and he was like, oh, and he just kept going up, like, bro, just like, oh,
Use like full spinal flexion.
that's crazy. I don't know how he
That
didn't
man got
something, like, honestly,
that worked. That works his abs more than it works his fucking quads.
it's crazy, bro.
That is why it was scary. I was watching it and I was like, "Oh God,
I was just like, what the
look,
hell
this
is
isn't
Cam
good."
tagged me in? And then I just saw some guy doing it. I thought you were mugging it. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, look, Lou's squatting. And I was like,
This is
uh,
optimal, brother.
yeah.
I need to head to the DMs for this one.
Okay.
But basically, what it says in the first bit, is it true that physical exercise has little impact on mental health? But he elaborated on it in my DM. So he said, just to elaborate on the question I've just sent you for your poddy, I've been seeing a lot of posts of articles claiming that physical exercise has little or no impact on mental health.
First of all, where's this guy seeing these studies? Like,
Yeah,
I'd actually like to see these.
yeah,
Um,
word. Be interested to see that. I don't know if he's saying like,
I don't know if he's like miss said that to say like maybe it has more, like a good impact. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
Um, I've been seeing a lot of articles. I've been seeing a lot of posts of articles claiming that physical exercise has little or no impact on mental health.
no, he meant to write that because there's no way you make that mistake with like 3 words. Like if it
No,
was like hasn't or something, I was like maybe.
yeah.
Um,
Um, I don't know because it definitely. I don't know if he's trying to say like. I don't know why because surely there's studies all over the place that say that it does have a positive impact.
I saw something the other day. I'm trying to see if I can. I don't know where it was, but like I'm pretty sure someone put it on their Instagram. I don't. One sec. I'm just gonna see if I can see it on my mate's story because I'm pretty sure he reposted it the other day, and it was something like it was like a major
Study.
It was like a major study saying like they're gonna start like using like exercise as a preventative is that a word
Yeah.
a preventative measure for depression, like recognized by
Yeah.
like a academic board.
Oh, hold up. I saw this post.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm on
I
about?
saw this post. Yeah,
Like it was a
yeah, yeah.
massive thing saying like it's gonna be like one of the leading things because there's like so much studies to like it's just like don't get me wrong, like I'm sure there is like some people who are gonna argue it and all this kind of stuff, but like you have natural endorphins released, like moving
Yeah.
your body is just proven to make you feel better. Like there's so many things where I know
Yeah.
for a fact, like I didn't train for 2 weeks and I genuinely felt like the lowest I felt in ages. I know for a fact once I
Yeah.
get a routine of training and pushing myself hard throughout
Yeah.
that, I always come out, even if I think I'm gonna have a shit session, I
Yeah.
always come out the other end and I'm like, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. 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 Word. Um, I think there has been so many studies to suggest it as well.
Mm.
But what I find like I feel I'm having deja vu right now, by the way. Um, like I've lived this moment before. It's fucking strange. Um, I feel like even this morning I did a hard like aerobic workout. So I didn't lift any weights, but I did a hard aerobic workout and I felt fantastic after.
Mm.
Like genuinely fantastic. So I don't know where these articles are coming from, but because, like you say, it's the serotonin release, it's the endorphins, it's like that feel good,
Mm.
um, it's like that feel good sensation, and like I think it also comes from obviously that's the chemical side of things, but you've then got the sense of achievement when you're hitting a PB or you've nailed your form on something you've been struggling for a while. Like
What
it's not
I
just
think it also
the
comes from
chemical
like
side of
knowing.
things.
I think it comes from doing something like you maybe don't want to do as well. Like
Yeah.
just showing up and thinking like, oh, that's a win because I didn't want to do that today.
Mm.
I've got it done. I feel better for it. Like there's
Do you know what I'm saying?
a number of things, but yeah, I
100%.
actually genuinely would be interested in that article. So if you have that article on hand, send it to Cam because I want
Yeah,
to.
send it to me. Send it to
Um,
me because I would like to have a read of that. Le Bosch, we're back.
right, cool. Let's
We
get.
are back.
Uh,
That was all my questions. Actually, I remember some from when we went to film the last podcast.
oh, good shit! Look at that. Love that. Fucking hell, you got good memory. 2 weeks, and you can remember
Yeah,
that.
man. I
Look at you.
remember.
Different
You
breed
said
out.
biggest gym icks.
Biggest gym it. Oh, mate, I'll tell you what. Don't even give a shit if anyone from Musclework sees this because they need to fucking stop it. There's a couple, right, who like fucking get off in front of everyone, and this girl walks over to her boyfriend, she slaps his ass, and then she turns around and he slaps her ass. And like, look, I know there's gonna be some person who's just like, oh, you're just jealous. Look,
No, man, allow that.
bro, PDA,
In a
fucking
gym.
like
Yeah,
honestly.
allow it.
Just do it in your own time. Like I'm
Yeah,
there trying to lift weights, and you're making me feel like fucking weirded out. Like you're touching each
yeah,
other in the pec deck area. Like I'm just trying to
yeah. Do
get
you know what I mean?
up, bro. Like let me do my.
Why are you fingering her on the leg press before,
It's
bro?
fucking weird. It's proper weird. Just like you don't need to be doing that. Like just stop. Go
that
home,
is that is
do
that
your
is
shit at
probably.
home, have fun. But like, don't
Do you
do
know what I'm
that.
saying? Right, that is. I think that's up there, and it PDA in the gym
PDA in
is
the gym is just it's getting weird.
nasty, bruv. Um, People who don't put their weights away, you
Yeah.
are bloody wankers, mate. I hate arrogant people in the gym. Hate people who think that the world shines out of their asshole.
I hate people who are really aggressive for no fucking reason as well. Like
Yeah,
the other like 3 weeks ago, well, not 3 weeks ago. I don't know the exact time, but there was some guy on the machine. Like I went up to, and it was he was using another machine, right? And he had a plate on
yeah,
it, and I took the weight off it because he wasn't on it, and then he came up to me and he was like, "Why are you taking it off the machine?" And I went, "Oh, sorry, mate, you're using that." And he went, "Yeah, I am. Can't you tell?" And I went, "No, you're on that machine." Like I looked him dead straight. I was just like, "No, because you're using that." And he was just like, "All right." And he was just like, put it back then. And I put it back, and then he comes over as I'm about to start my set, and he was like, oh, you can actually use it if you want. I was just like, brother, I'm like set up now. Can you just walk away? But
What a
like, I hate
dickhead, bro.
people who are aggressive for no reason. Just like, there's no need for it.
What a dick, mate.
Oh,
Do you remember?
all as well.
This
Tiny
this might
little.
be a long shot.
Oh,
This might be an absolute long shot. Do you remember the day that you uh what was it? That you got ill?
um,
Because I'll go to that question box. It was in March, wasn't it?
yes.
Was it
Nearly
the
March,
14th?
really. Still March,
Oh, I
mate.
found it straight away. Ha ha ha! I got it, bitches. Would you rather have no money or no love? That's fucking deep.
No love. No, I'm just kidding. No money, mate. No money.
No
You
money,
gay.
yeah.
Are you mad? Anyone who chooses money over love, bro, do you know how sad your life would be?
That is sad, mate.
Have no one who cares about you. Yeah, you're rich, but literally no one likes you. No one likes you, bro.
Crazy.
Fuck that.
Where would you go if you could visit any place on Earth? Ultraflex Rotherham.
The Mecca! Come on! That is a fucking class answer. Up the Ultraflex. Jeez. Anywhere in the world. Fuck's sake. I was gonna say something corny as fuck, but you've got me there. Shit. Um uh where would I want to go? Uh, I think I'd actually, you know what? I'd like to go to Japan. Like, that's
Yeah.
um, I like, I like Tokyo looks pretty sick, and then
Yeah, it looks banging, isn't it?
some of their like old shit I find really interesting with like all their, I don't know what they're called, the tower things.
Yeah.
And you can do real life Mario Kart over there, which I've looks that's like a bucket list thing I'd love to do. Just like a lot
Yeah.
of the lads, like it's like 12 people, just real life Mario Kart. Drive around Tokyo and little fucking you get costumes and then you just drive around and fucking that'd be sick.
That's mad.
What
That's
about you?
sick.
You're not saying ultra
Um,
your actual answer.
no, 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 no.
Cam's been converted, full bodybuilder mode.
Word. I don't actually know, you know. I'd love to go to the Maldives.
Mm.
But that's not very like imaginative. Um,
Bali, Sydney.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know what I
All them
mean?
ones.
Um, I would like to go to Tokyo in Japan.
Mm.
Um, it looks so bloody cool over there. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say either one of them. To be fair, probably
Chickpeas and
Tokyo or
pommes,
Japan.
you mate.
Yeah. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Chicken and rice.
Come on.
Fuck that. That's dead. Um, do does it affect like is there any like effect from eating it, or is it just like you could no effects? You could
No
have
effects.
um fuck.
That's tough, right?
I'll probably say like Wingstop, bro. I'm like addicted to
Is
Wingstop,
it?
brother. Lemon pepper wings. Are you
By
mad?
them,
With the ranch sauce. What,
brother,
bro?
brother.
Off season for 20 years with that, bro. Oh, I love them wings.
um,
I'm a slag for wings.
is it? Yeah.
Mhm.
I love a boneless strip, like a tender.
Mate, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like you get two different flavors of wings. You get two sets of four wings, and then you get
Yeah.
three tenders and then chips. And you get lemon pepper chips as well. Oh,
Right. That sounds banging.
so expensive.
Um.
It's like 20 quid, and I just can't be asked to pay that each time.
Yeah.
Like I like it in the moment, but after I eat it, I'm like Anakin from Revenge of the Sith, and I'm like, what have I done?
What have I done? I really, really love Turkish mixed grill.
Oh yeah, nice little mezza.
Like, I love, um, I love all meat. Like,
Whoa, that's
pause.
whoa, space. Yeah. That question's coming back, bro. It makes sense now.
This motherfucker. This
Uh,
motherfucker. Um. Right. last one before my client. There's so many here. What are 3 other podcasts you'd recommend and why?
Oh, very good question. That I like that. I'd love. Oh, that's a class question. Good shit.
The Joe Rogan Experience, because you learn everything. Fuck. Who else has got the High Performance Podcast? Is really good.
High performance. Who's that by?
You know Jake Humphrey? He used to be a BBC presenter, and there's another man, but I don't remember his name.
Right, I'm gonna say, Huberman Lab for like all
Oh my god,
all
that
my
is
neeks out
fire!
there. If you like anything like training, like trying to figure out like supplements, any of that, Andrew Huberman is. It's don't get me wrong, it's very intense to listen to because it's like he gets like scientific studies and it's like 2.5 hours,
Yeah,
but like it's very interesting. Uh,
word.
I'd say Diary of a CEO just from like a motivational aspect and like understanding like big people in the businesses and just like getting some of their insight in their
Yeah,
like mentality.
yep,
And then a new one which came out recently, Coach Cast by Christian Chapman. Fucking love it.
yeah. I've listened to a couple of episodes.
Right,
That's
it's
really
so
good.
funny. I love him. He's so funny.
He is, he is a legend. Isn't it?
Yeah, he's class, bro.
He's getting inquiries for days, mate. It's mad.
Bro's got all the TikTok brothers now. He's collecting them like
Oh,
Infinity.
in it,
Mate. He's like,
he's got Jay Daver.
he's
He's
got
got
Jay Daver. He's got that other guy who's always like, Mum, look at my
oh yeah,
trailer."
Kai in it.
Yeah, he's getting all of them, bro.
That's
Um,
jokes, mate.
I know he coached Tristan for a bit, but I'm pretty sure Tristan's getting coached by
Ben Bray.
Ben Bray, yeah, because he went on his pod. I know that.
Very weird, like, because he went back to Christian. They did, oh, welcome back, and then it was legit like 3 days later, and Ben Bray was posting him.
That's mad. I didn't know it was that quick.
Tristan's quite funny.
Yeah, no, I like Tristan as well. He's a funny
Yeah,
lad.
he's good fun. He's a wham fam. Well, it was good to do it again.
Yep, very good.
Now that Louis alive again.
Yeah, back to normal schedule programming from next week, boys. Well, from this week.
Good. Lovely
Um,
stuff.
all right, sweet.
Thanks
You
for
know the
listening.
deal, guys. If you got any questions next week, we'll put a question box
Yes.
up. If you got
Word.
any specific topics you want us to cover, you know what, mate? I think regardless, next week we should just cover a topic.
But we'll pick a topic and just talk
We'll
about it,
pick
and
a
then answer.
topic and we'll talk about it. And then, like, don't get me wrong, I like doing the off the cuff ones, but I think we should do like a topic because I feel like there are some people who'd be like, yeah, we'll do a topic, we'll do a sleep podcast because I feel like that I get so many questions regardless.
Yeah.
So we'll just
Okay. Cool.
do like a 30-minute segment on that, and then when it cuts off, we can just go into questions.
Q&A. Yeah. Perfect.
Right,
Sounds
sweet.
good.
See you in a bit, bro.
Wicked
Catch up
people.
with you in
Yeah.
a bit. And
Yes.
yeah.